Hey everyone, this is Ross, and today I'm going to show you how to make a corner filter, or as some people like to call it, a sponge filter. These types of filters are great for fry tanks because the baby fish can't be sucked inside and killed. So yeah, it's great for baby fish tanks. So let's get started. So I'll go over what you need first. You're going to need some type of tubing, preferably about 1 inch in diameter. Something like that, and then cut it down to size for your size filter, and then you're going to need the filter housing, which can be a cup or a Tupperware container, but it's got to be roughly in this shape, a kind of cylinder shape. It's got to have a hole in the top and a sealed bottom, so you're going to need something like that, and the rim of it has to be below the waterline of your aquarium by about 2 inches. It can be lower in the water, but it can't go above the waterline. So you're going to need a tube, and you're going to need this. And the idea is you'll put the tube in there, and you want it about 1 to 2 inches above the bottom of the larger container. So once you've got those, you're going to need some scissors. You're going to need an air stone with an air supply. You're going to need some types of filter material. I've chosen bio rings because they're great at recycling ammonias, nitrites and nitrates. So that's one of the best filter materials you can have. And I've also chosen filter floss for the mechanical filtration. So this filter floss is going to filter out any of the poo, different particles in the water, and these are going to filter out all the chemicals that come from the fish's waste. So that's all you're going to need. Right, so let's get started. Right, so the first thing to do is to get the filter material that's going to go in the bottom, preferably the biological filter material. Take it out of the bag and start to sprinkle it into the bottom of the cup. Just like that. And then get your tubing, place your tubing inside the cup, and you want the top of it to be in line with the top of the container. So as you can see, it's pretty level with the top of the container, and it's sitting on top of those bio rings, and they're not restricting any water flow into that tube, which is what you want. And you want it to just sit on them quite comfortably in there like that, and remember to hold the tube vertically. The next thing I'm going to do is get some more of these little bio rings and just put them around the edge of the middle tube to keep it in an upright position. It's going to be quite fiddly, so I'll stop the video. I'll show you once I've done it. Right, so the tube's now being held vertical by these bio rings, which I've just wedged around the outside. So it's sitting on a layer of 1 to 2 bio rings, and I then put it in, and I scatter them around the tube, and then now holding it vertical so it's in line with the top, and it's got those in the bottom. Next thing you're going to want to do is get some of this filter floss, and you're going to want to kind of place it around the centre tube. So I'll show you once I've done that. Right, so I've got the filter floss in there now, and as you can see, I've placed it around the tube. I've just packed it in there, pushed it in really tight, and then once you've done that, get your air stone, stick it down through the tube and push it down as far as it'll go, right down to the bottom. As you can see, it's in the bottom there now, and that's your finished filter. So I'm just going to explain you a bit how this filter works. So when this air stone's hooked up to an air supply, the bubbles will rush up through the centre tube, and they're going to make the water move. As they move up, they're going to push some water up with them, and then the water that's moving up through this tube has to get back down there somehow. So what happens is water comes in the side here, then gets sucked down through there, and it goes up, back through the tube with the bubbles, back into the tank, and then more water will be sucked down here, and as the bubbles rise, the water will be sucked back up. so it's kind of a current. So the only part of this filter you're going to need to change every 1 to 2 weeks is the filter floss. Every 1 to 2 weeks, just take your air stone out, pull the filter floss out. You can either throw it out or wash it out, and then stick it back in, and then stick your air stone back in, submerge it, and then turn your air stone on, and it'll be filtering. So this is a great method if you've got a fry tank. Right, so I hope you liked the vid. I hope this vid helped you. Give it a try. It's very cheap, fun, and it's a great filter for fry tanks. If you did like the vid, then please give it a comment, like it, and subscribe. Bye.